guys, I am back with a book review. I have recently done a video on a little book haul. I've got some new books that are all gathered and ready for me to start reading, and I have decided that I'm not going to do that until I have updated you on what I have already read. Basically, if you remember a month ago, I finished this book like couple of weeks ago now, but yeah, if you remember a month ago I spoke of what I was going to be reading next, which was going to be Rabbit Stew and a Penny or Two. And yeah, I had no expectations of this book. I didn't know what to expect, and yeah, it seemed really interesting, and yeah, and today I want to tell you more about it. Rabbit Stew and a Penny or Two is basically a memoir from the author, which is Maggie Smith Bendall. I did already wonder if the book had been written by the actual author, and it has. And yeah, it's basically like a little memoir essentially of like her time as a young girl and growing up in a gypsy family, or travellers as they're kind of known today. Got around doing like jobs like hops picking and pea picking, daffodils, and they went round door to doors, like basically to raise some money. They lived in a gypsy van, and she had quite a few family members really, which made this book a little bit difficult to read at times, because there were so many names and so many things going on. You were a bit like, oh, that uncle or that brother. Yeah, but basically once you started getting through the book, you started to understand a little bit of the characters and who they were and what they're like essentially. It's not a very thick book, so it wasn't very long, but I did find at times it did dry up a little bit for me. Like, it did seem like it repeated itself slightly, and yeah, I mean, apart from that, it was a really good book. It was really interesting to learn and read like what their life was like in the 1950s up till nowadays. And yeah, I found the last bit was the most interesting part, as it like taught us, like she spoke of like what she's doing now for the travellers, and you know, basically showing how much life has changed over the last 50-60 years or so. And it has changed a lot for people who loves to be on the road and loves to basically live a free life. But yeah, it was really like, some parts of it made you really inspired, like from how like open they are and how free they are, and you know, they're so up for a challenge and up for a free way of living. Okay, they don't have education and they don't have like homes and stuff like we do, but it's a different way of living, and it's something that's always really interesting, and I found it really interesting to learn their way of life, and I think it opens people's minds to their way of living more. If you were to read this, you'd understand a little bit of like the struggles they have, like basically being on the road. It's not as glamorous as some people may think it is, and yeah, it's quite difficult for them because not many people like travellers, and some people hated on them, and you know, they didn't have a very safe life, but they're very safe within their community. And yeah, it was really lovely because there was like so many, like there were bits and like articles, there's photos throughout the whole book, so that helped like with knowing like the family members and stuff, because you know, you just kind of got like a little bit of a preview into her life, and it felt really like personal, and I really like that. I like something that's personal. But yeah, I mean, it's a very particular type of book, and I found the writing style a little bit annoying at times because it was more written in an accent rather than like a normal book. But then I suppose that's what makes it unique and what makes it different, so I quite liked it. I definitely recommend it for anyone who wants to know more about them or more curious about it. and yeah, I found it quite interesting. But yeah, it was just a little niggle for me was the writing style, but that was just me. Someone else might not find that a niggle at all. But yeah, I quite liked it. Thank you very much for watching. That is the end of A Rabbit Stew and a Penny or Two. I haven't yet decided what I'm going to read next, but I've got another book review for you. I'll see you soon. Bye!